This is the farthest that I can take you on company space bucks, Robin. You sure you want this? The research is in everything.
It is to me. And Sam. I need to know what happened.
The meteor storm.
I can use it for cover from Altera's eyes.
Gonna miss you, Robin.
I'll find my way back.
Approaching 45-46 speed. Surface temperatures. Drop pod deployed.
Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome to Subnautica Below Zero. Finally, something new to explore. We'll grab this nutrient block and this is crazy, man. Look at these meteors. I like it. I have played this for about 2 hours just to kind of get a feel for it, see what's a little bit different from the first game.
New blueprint synthesized.
But other than that, I have not spoiled myself, which is awesome because it's a brand new planet to explore. And I really liked the first game quite a lot. And so far I'm liking a lot of what this game has to offer. But it's way too early to say which is better. These things heat you up if you get close. We have temperature to worry about in this one.
Holy smokes. That did not go as planned. I should find a way into the water and get to the drop pod.
Yes, that's the best part, is the water. Although, the trailer did show a snowmobile, and I'm excited to find that eventually. It's so awesome, dude. I love underwater stuff so much. So, we're getting to the drop pod. We have a beacon for it, but there's nothing saying we can't grab some titanium, copper,
New creature discovered.
bladderfish, which is our water supply if you've never played this game. You gotta monitor hunger, thirst, and gather ingredients from just everything to synthesize blueprints and basically get your way off of the planet.
New creature discovered. Oxygen.
Oxygen. It just says that. Yeah, the oxygen tank is one of our priorities,
New creature discovered.
so we can actually stay underwater for longer. But somewhere over here I discovered there's a really... This is amazing. This is gold and silver from the start of the game. Tons of it, too. I don't have the scanner. But these are ore veins that they're spawning in. I don't know if they're one time or not. I haven't played long enough to discover that yet. But I am once again playing on PlayStation 4. So that's why we have shadows of Robin herself, and everything has a shadow. I almost bought it on the Switch for performance reasons, or stability I should say, because if you watched my first Subnautica Let's Play, I did that on PlayStation 4 as well, and the game kept crashing on me, and I was running into other bugs. But this is the digital version, whereas that was physical, and I kind of wonder if it's just the disk drive or something. I think we swim too slowly for the peepers. The little eyeball fish. So let's just hope, cross our fingers, that we can play this and enjoy the shadows.
Oxygen.
And not run into any kind of bugs or crashing. I don't think it's supposed to. I really do think at this point it probably is something with my particular PlayStation 4. And I wish I could play it on PlayStation 5, but you know how the availability for those things is. But hopefully this digital purchase will one day carry over to PlayStation 5. But anyway, limestone is our source of copper, hopefully. Titanium, more likely. And those are the basic building blocks. So we're just stocking up on those. These little mushrooms are a food source too once we get the knife. So that's our starting priority. We need to get better fins so we can move faster. We gotta get a better oxygen tank. Fabricate the scanner so we can scan fragments of man-made things, which will ultimately turn into the sea glide, which is a very good form of movement. Okay, these ribbon plants.
Plants contain electrolytic materials that can be used in energy storage.
It's a new requirement for batteries compared to the first game. Come here, bladderfish. Yes. Get up there. Okay. I guess we could stop in the pod now. We got quite a bit on us to do some things. It's very open-ended, kind of Minecrafty sort of thing, but man, is it cool.
Found the drop pod.
So, basic materials. We could listen to that log, but I want to kind of explain this for anyone who doesn't know. So yeah, batteries, 2 ribbon plants, and copper. It wasn't ribbon plants in the first game. I kind of forget, actually. We're going to need copper wire, so 2 copper for that. And that silver we got. Wiring kits are needed for so much stuff, and this early, silver on its own is not going to be called for yet, so we might as well use it all for wiring kits. Get some more copper wire, because these are just standard basic electronics for late stuff. All bladderfish turn into water until we can find a better source of water later on in the game. And we don't have salt on us yet to cure the fish, but we can outright cook it, which is fine for this early game stuff. We'll hang on to the hoop fish for when we're starving. And yes, we have battery and titanium for the scanner. This is your priority instrument. It unlocks everything, basically.
All right, I have a scanner.
Flashlight would be good, but the knife is the next priority. Storage locker, we don't really need that right now. Okay, so inventory management. Let's go ahead and eat the boomerang that we cooked. So hunger is at 78, it's the yellow meter.
Well, Sam, I guess I might as well gather some tools and resources before starting my search. Hope that radio tower's as easy to spot as Lil said.
Yeah, if I had listened to that Lillian thing that came in. There's something about a tower we have to find. But I'm putting away the nutrient blocks, and we'll do 1 water, 2 waters. Just clear up our own personal inventory. But nutrient blocks and the really good water that you find in this game, I like to save for emergencies only. But alright. This scanner, dude. This is where the game just gets awesome. What the heck? A pangolin? I didn't find these guys before when I was practicing some stuff. You could pick them up. I don't know what they do exactly, but we'll hang on to them. Yes, the shelf coral. Remember how readily available table coral was in the first game? It's so hard to find. I played as far as to the point where I started to need table coral and I couldn't find it. So then I was just like, well, we'll figure it out when we actually do the Let's Play. But yeah, a lot of these scans, they just add entries to your PDA for reading purposes, but other times it unlocks things. And overall, I think they definitely made some improvements. We'll see when we scan some of the outcrops and stuff. The creep vines, we definitely need to find ones that have little berries on them. Okay, this limestone, watch what it says. Chance of copper.
Should be able to use this.
The first game didn't have that prompt. So once you scan
Oxygen.
things... Oh, how perfect is this? Oxygen plants are a little bit different here, too. They're like a one-time use. Until a certain amount of time passes, that's a sea monkey. You want to be very careful around these guys, I've discovered. They will steal your scanner and bring it back to their nest, and sometimes finding which nest that is can be tricky. Oh, there it is. Look at that sea glide fragment. Do we have enough oxygen? Just grab it. I think it requires 3 fragment scans. Yep, so that's 1. Just get to the surface. Crap, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Don't die. Oh, I Oh, jeez. That might be the closest I've ever pulled that. Alright, these creep vines are very important. We need a knife to harvest their actual leaves. So we have to find one with little purple berries on it. Because they craft... what is it called? Synthetic rubber or whatever. And that's what we need to get faster fins. Another sea glide, dude. This is perfect. Quartz is good. As you saw, that turns into glass. And even just standalone once you start building your base. It's very good. Holy crap, what is
Oxygen.
that? Whoa, look at the colors, man. It reminds me of an old school 7-Up commercial or something. But yeah, look at this weather, dude. This is crazy. The weather system is entirely new. And I love it. It just adds that much more to it. But here we go. These are the seed clusters we're looking for. You can scan them. Gotta be careful with the sea monkeys. More importantly, just fill the inventory with as much as you can grab, basically. Inventory full. A little bit of a delay there.
Blueprint synthesized.
With that new blueprint prompt. It worries me when stuff delays like that. But I love this dude. I don't know this map. I know 2 hours worth of goofing around. Because, yeah, that first Subnautica game was something else, dude. And then right after I beat it, I discovered the cheat console, where you just, like, press L and R at the same time or something, which I don't know how. I never did that during play. But yeah, it totally breaks the game, because you could basically spawn anything you want at any time
Oxygen.
and teleport all over the place. And like once you discover that, it's like suddenly what was so amazing just kind of becomes whatever. But now we got a brand new world to explore, so definitely don't pull up the cheat console. That's Robin, by the way, that little picture. That's who we're playing as. And the whole story, she's not with Altera from the first game. Remember with the whole ship that crashed? But she's looking for her sister Sam, or why she died or something. And that's really all I know. I think the rest of it is probably... Here we go, silicone rubber, that's what it's called. So each one of these clusters makes 2, but we're gonna need a lot, now and in the future. But it also makes lubricant, and we're gonna need that, so let's just kind of go back and forth. So we did 2 rubber, we'll do 2 lubricant. Get some glass going while we can. More rubber, I guess. We gotta keep in mind our storage locker, though. We don't want to go too crazy until we have more storage space. Okay, so that clears up the inventory. Now let's do the fins. It requires 2 of those rubber things that we made. But now our swimming speed is fast enough to catch the peeper, which are the best fish for right now. And we could do the knife, because titanium we have. It's the most basic thing. And now the knife opens up our next objective, basically. We gotta finish the sea glide fragments that we're scanning. And, this is nice, too. You can assign a specific slot now in this game. You couldn't do that on the first game. It just did whatever the next available one was, and there was no way to switch it. Let's put the penguin away, because I don't know what he does. Hopefully he stays okay in the locker. Lubricant will store. All this rubber, because this is just kind of for future ingredients. We'll take a copper wire and a wiring kit, because I know those 2 together under equipment forms the compass. And since I don't know this world, I kind of want the compass up there so I can get a better idea of what direction from the life pod stuff is. Okay, so now we'll eat the hoopfish. Take some water. Okay, so we're at 80 and 80, basically. First time animation of the knife. Fingers clipped through it. That was weird. Oh, we never scanned this. But okay, so the knife, its main purpose is to harvest things. Like, that's not a harvestable thing, but... So the creep vines, we need to go get samples with the knife from those. And we know over by the creep vines that are somewhere local to this life pod are a whole bunch of sea monkeys. And the sea monkey nests, they bring back artifacts and stuff. So usually their nests are full of fragments to scan, which translate into blueprints. It's
New
amazing.
blueprint synthesized.
Okay, so those samples I just cut are gonna create fiber mesh, which is how we make our oxygen tank, which clearly is kind of getting annoying, going up and down just for air. Yeah, anytime you can grab some copper and ribbon, batteries are gonna be needed quite often. So if you've got the space, it's worth it to grab two. Galena outcrop. Okay, this is lead, I believe? Yes. And we got some. Beautiful. Lead is kind of like an early mid-tier ingredient. And when you start building your base, I know it's required for a lot of stuff. Probably could have made it. Oh well. Okay, so fiber mesh. Just use whatever we got of what I cut, because this also creates med kits for healing your health. And, well, let's do the battery first. And then more copper wire. It's early enough still that we can keep on doing that. But here we go. Titanium ×2 and fiber mesh for standard O2
Adding
tank.
additional blueprints to your databank.
And that just unlocked more blueprints by
The
default.
standard oxygen tank can be upgraded for deluxe and VIP breathing.
Okay, so I went ahead and made a first aid kit just in case. And now whatever leftovers we have... Oh, I have a leftover creep vine. That sucks, because notice it takes up 4 slots. I could just dump it, but... we'll just have to remember. Can make more fiber mesh. Put the lead away, because it's not time yet. The battery, we could make a flashlight, which is nice, but not required. I would rather save the battery for the Sea Glide, which we gotta go finish that. Is that a piece right there? Holy crap, that's lucky. There it is. New blueprint. It didn't do the music. I don't know if it's supposed to. But yeah, anytime you can get bladderfish, grab them. Because I don't know if I just haven't played this in a while. Like the first game, I mean. But it seems like your thirst kind of goes down faster than I remember. See, that could have been lead, but it was titanium. Which is fine, because titanium's in everything. Especially early on.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
That's still better than the oxygen warning, where you have to immediately get to the surface.
Oxygen.
I gotta figure out a good place to build a base when we get there. We're very far from that point right now. But I feel like this life pod is not very central like it was in the first game. Because remember, the whole purpose of the first game was the life pod and then the Aurora. At some point you had to board the Aurora and scan all these blueprints. These bullseye shrooms, you can knife these, and they're a very minor source of food and water. But if you cut a whole plant, it could save you in a pinch. This peeper. It's a different type of peeper. Well, we'll scan the hoopfish instead. I don't know if scanning them matters much. Get more water. See, the more you goof around and kind of just swim blindly, that's the difference, like when you don't know where stuff is. So I was so happy to find that Sea Glide fragment exactly where I was headed. Because until you play the game, you don't really know where that stuff is. But to finish what I was saying, if you don't know and you're just kind of swimming blind, that's just more food and water you're going to have to monitor. Okay, so Sea Glide requires battery, lubricant, copper wire, titanium. We have that. The lubricant's in the shed. Storage locker, that's what it is. At some point, we're probably going to have to craft more lubricant, so... Where you may think the creep vine samples are an early game ingredient, they're not necessarily. But there it is! It's basically the early game goals accomplished now.
The Sea Glide is a personal transportation device used for high-speed freediving. Contains a built-in light and map.
Get another battery. That'll, I'm gonna hold off on the flashlight. I like it, but we're gonna wait. And now let's reorganize this. So, scanner and Sea Glide are the top priority, knife next. And we'll keep the med kit. Just because left and right on the D-pad switching between the two. On PC, I imagine they're assigned to F keys or number keys or something. So I like to turn the map off just so I can better see what I'm doing. I don't need the flashlight thing. That's the thing, this has a flashlight built in. It just drains the battery even faster though. This is amazing. So presumably if we go far enough we'll get prompts of other things to investigate. It's one thing I discovered in my 2 hours playing that I'm surprised hasn't happened yet. But I like it though, I like not knowing where stuff is. Wait, am I north now? Why is it saying east though? I thought going north led to the ice shelf. Like in the beginning where I found the gold and the silver. No, this is that like dead end, like just insane blue. Everything is blue and there's nothing. Oh wait, these things are a source of food. Gotta be careful though, it says in the entry. It says, like, carefully pick the fruit, so... Sea monkey right there. I don't know if they can steal the Sea Glide, but probably if they can steal the scanner. Oh, these dudes! The Titan holefish. They're a source of oxygen. A very minor source. It's like they have a bubble in their hole. Definitely nice, though. Stupid peepers. Oh, that was a new thing. Salt is good. You can add that when you cook a fish, and it'll not decay. Argentite? Chance of silver.
Warning.
And we got
30
some.
seconds of oxygen remaining.
So yeah, silver and gold are definitely the mid-tier ones. Lithium, magnetite, stuff like that is kind of the higher tier rare stuff. Well, diamond. But yeah, titanium, copper, silver, gold, they're used throughout the whole thing. Oh, here we go. This is a sea monkey nest. Mobile vehicle bay. Yeah, this is the next priority. We'll scan this too, but notice they just bring crap back to it. So if ever they do steal your scanner, they might be in one of these. That was a grav trap, but we finished that, right? I never used the grav trap. It's just this little orb that attracts fish, so you can just swim up to the orb and grab them for easy food.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Kelp root. It doesn't have bulbs on it, though. Some of them grow harvestable bulbs for late game stuff. The first game had bloodroot or something, right? It's like the same thing. Yeah, I just really like the underwater noises. It's relaxing. Uh-oh. We're exploring something. Something sea monkey-ish. But this is okay, I recognize this. It's not that big of a cave system. And I believe there's oxygen plants, so we should be okay. Oh, here we go. This is calvarite. It was sandstone in the first game. It looks exactly the same, but it's a chance of gold. It used to be silver and gold, right?
Warning.
Here we go.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Root pustule. I don't know what it's used for yet, but I'm assuming later on kind of thing. Just like the other bloodroot stuff in the first game.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
I want to scan the sea monkeys, but I don't want to lose my scanner. Because that's our progression item. It's how we scan to get things like the mobile vehicle bay. Now that we started that, we should finish it. Because remember the sea moth of the first game, our little personal submersible? Felt like one of the Jetsons swimming around in that thing. So we gotta get this game's version of that going so we can really explore. This is a piece of it. It's 2 out of 3. There's gotta be another sea monkey nest. Oh wait, here we go. Yes, dude. I don't know what it requires, probably stuff that we don't have.
30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
And that automatically created the power cell, that's good. Power cell is the advanced battery that like all the vehicles and things run off of. Yeah, I read that there's more land exploration in this. Like that's where the sub-zero or below zero. Well, here's the grab trap. We did finish this, right? Oh no, we didn't. That just finished it, okay, well. But yeah, if you did finish it and you scan a piece, it just turns into titanium. So if you need a quick 2 or 3 pieces of titanium, that's always a strategy. I don't know where the heck I am. It still gets spooky though, like when everything just gets dark and blue in the distance and you're like, oh crap. Like, thank God for these beacons. Wait, what? Why is the peeper puffing gas? Whoa, look at this. Found an Altera platform. These things are a good source of blueprints and stuff. And this, what is this?
30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Ah, it's just a beacon. What the heck? Yeah, this is scary too. Look at, I'm trying to get to the surface, but in some spots there's an iceberg in the way. So that could be a challenge later on. I don't care about the flares. It's a source of light and it can fend off small creatures based on the description, but I've never run into that. A desk! We need to find a habitat builder so we can start building our own base. Who knows, man? I don't know where anything is. What is this? Well, that was a beacon fragment there. That's an alien egg. We don't have the alien containment. That's a better grade water, disinfected. Yeah, I'm not picking up any creature eggs until we have the alien containment blueprint. Ooh, PDA.
Ah, jeez. These sea monkeys are gonna get me in trouble. This is the 3rd shipment that those buggers have gotten their weird little hands into. Now we're running low on flares, and I'm gonna have to search nearby nests for stolen cargo. They're lucky they're kinda cute. Raccoons of the sea, those ones.
I accidentally picked up a symbiote. That's okay. Oh, man. Yeah, that was what bit me before, like little piranhas. But yeah, there's more dialogue, and I think they tried to do more story with this game. Which, honestly, I don't really care that much. It's more about the exploration for me. So all I know is we're Robin, who is somehow not affiliated with Altera, but is using similar equipment. And she's trying to hide from Altera in some way. And investigate... Ooh, titanium ingot. Why not? That means I have too much titanium on me, so we gotta condense it somehow. Could do another wiring kit. Well, we did use one for the compass, which is a non-necessary thing, really. So might as well. let's go ahead and cure the symbiote. I think that's a decent thing. So this will be forever cooked as a food source and not decay now that it has salt combined with it. But for now, we'll cook the hoopfish and eat that. And it looks like that. Well, the repair tool is going to be useful. But we don't have anything worth repairing yet. We gotta find the sea moth thing. The beacon, grav trap, like I said, I never used. Beacon is good once we have waypoints that we want to remember. And I never used the pipe or anything like that. It's just stuff to mess with. Let's go ahead and do another titanium ingot. They're useful later on. And titanium, every time we swim out there, we're gonna find some, so we might as well condense it. Yeah. Hold frosted enemy. Lots of water, though, in that one. Okay, 102 hunger. Let's use a baby water, 100 hydration. So this is a perfect spot to save and quit, I think. Let's go ahead and clean up the storage a little bit. Put away the good stuff for when ingredients call for it. And yeah, we really gotta... There's supposed to be an emergency supply beacon. I'm surprised it hasn't triggered. I guess I haven't swam to the trigger point yet. But that'll be a next time thing. We've got all the basics. Now it's time to go exploring. So thanks for watching, you guys. I hope that this is a comforting and enjoyable thing. See you later.